And greetings to our valued travel advisors, but also our guests. This is the consumer version. As a reminder to everybody, I'm Carmen Roy, the VP of Sales for Princess Cruises, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I will tell you that, of course, as you all know, the very first webinar of every month is dedicated to our travel partner channel, distribution channel solely. And then we open up the second webinar to our wonderful valued guests through our Facebook Live page. I think you've seen it. So want to thank you all for joining us because obviously we've got a lot of excitement going on. And you'll notice that our new spot that we always intro with is a new TV spot. And it actually ends what we call the end card with Sun and Stars. So introducing that Sun Princess and Star Princess are open for sale. So thank you all. And by the way, Marsha's not with me today. She is actually on vacation, very well-deserved vacation. For those of you who know Marsha Patrick, who is our Director of Sales for the Western region, she was actually in Miami, my hometown, for the Memorial Day weekend. And as soon as I got back from Dubai, she leaves the 305. Should I take that personally? I don't know. But the next webinar, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take that up because I want to understand what's going on. Hello from Toronto, Costa Travel. And of course, hello, Jenna from Rochester, Minnesota. And I forgot to say, so for those of you, Jacqueline's so excited to go on. Phenomenal. So Jacqueline's put in your booking number in the chat, okay? The team will get it to me. So obviously we're recording this. You always know we record the webinars. It's really important. So for our travel advisors especially, because I know how busy you get during the webinar, so maybe you have to jump off. We record the entire thing, as painful as it might be, but you can access it, as you know, on onesourcecruises.com. And of course, we have Q&A that you've all presented. So let's talk about what today's webinar is. And what I wanted to say is for those of you amazing travel partners that are in Dallas today, because it is the big AFTA, right? Association of Travel Advisors. They're all meeting. It's their annual conference. It is actually in Dallas, and we have our own Director of Sales, Cindy Botello, who's representing this week. So she's actually there on my behalf. And I want to say happy birthday because it's actually her birthday today. So instead of taking the day off, she's out there pinch hitting for me. So thank you, Cindy. So we want to talk about 2024 deals that are hard to beat. Why is it important for us to have focus? Because I think in the last webinars, you've seen me really being forward thinking and talking about 25, and dare I say, we're going to talk about 26 because we're open in Europe for 2026. But a lot of you, especially on our travel advisor part of it, have been asking me, are you all sold out? Is Alaska sold out? Do we have any, what's going on in 24? It seems like there's no space. There is still space. There's absolutely great deals to be had in 2024. And I thought this was the perfect platform, right? Because we've got our loyal and dedicated guests that are tuning in, as well as our travel advisors. So if anybody has some last minute opportunities, we're just going to show you what we have. It's a different approach because normally I always love to talk about what's exciting, new, different, what we're launching. As you know, there's never a dull moment here at Princess. I mean, I got to tell you, every day I wake up, today I woke up to a press release about, a new line of liquor and wine with Brito. I mean, it's just like, we'll talk about that next time. But I'm like, okay, every day I get something exciting. But today we're going to focus on what's available for 24. And as always, I have a guest. So from the Americas, we have Sarah. Sarah, welcome, our manager of the product management team in the Americas. How are you?
Hi, Carmen. Thanks for having me.
So good to have you back. It's always wonderful when you're here. And of course, you were very, very in tune with what the opportunities are for the Americas left for 24. So I'm glad you're here and that you can actually speak to it. And I always, because this is a little different, I think the last time you were with us, we talked and it was just our travel advisor channel. So today we also have our consumers on board, right? So our loyal guests. Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I always have to start with that. How long have you been with the Princess brand? And I love that you're wearing the Princess blue. Phenomenal. Tell me a little bit.
Yeah, I got the memo on the Princess Blue. Yeah, I've been with Princess for about 6 years now. I'm working on the product management team for the Americas. And I'm out of the LA office. So I'm here on the West Coast. Carmen, you're on the East Coast. So we have the best of both worlds representing Princess. And my job really is to, meet with our guests, meet with our travel agents, figure out how to expand our guest experience and offer the best cruises we have at all of our destinations.
Fantastic. So who's that handsome gentleman with you on those pictures? You know, I got to ask the personal stuff.
Oh, yeah. So that's my husband. That's actually our honeymoon in Curacao when we went. Yeah. So, and then there's our little daughter. We went on a holiday cruise this Thanksgiving on Discovery Princess down to Mexico. So, you know, we got to start those cruisers young these days. So
you bet. How old was she there? She's so cute. How precious.
God, she had just turned 1. I think she was like 13 months.
Wow.
Biggest event of that cruise was the skywalk. Loved the skywalk. So
cute. I absolutely love the personal touches because it really helps both our travel partners and our guests know that we live, you know, it's the DNA of our brand. We live it, we breathe it, we walk the talk. Because I absolutely do our holiday voyages. That's that picture, that opening picture I have. That's my kids, my daughter, my son, my husband, and we were on our Caribbean Princess New Year's voyage. Let's get right to it because, again, I think in the intro you heard me say I get a lot of our travel advisors and our guests that are saying, okay, that's it. You're sold out for 24 because we are having an amazing year. And I want to pause and kind of thank everybody, not just our amazing, hardworking travel advisors, but our guests for their loyalty, for believing in the Princess brand, because we're having an amazing year. And it's a big difference, right? I think we all know we don't talk about the C word. I call it the pause or the coma. So having come back from that pause and coma was very difficult for our industry and for every cruise brand. I don't care who you're talking about. All of us had to restart and kickstart a whole operation. And that is not easy to do, folks. When you put on the brakes, just imagine having to bring back, you know, at that time, 14 ships, and we were introducing Discovery Princess. So it was a tough thing to do. So we're having an amazing year. And I just want to thank you. From the bottom of our heart, from the entire team, whether you're on board or ashore, our deep appreciation for your trusting us, your loyalty. But we are not done in 24, so we're going to look at some of these great opportunities. Canada, New England, amazing. On Enchanted Princess, fabulous. Tell me about this voyage. First of all, is that a mistake? Fares from $72 per day?
No, we're actually, like you said, we have some really great deals left in 2024. Inventory is limited, but we have some really great itineraries, a lot of different sailings that we're going to cover today. The first one in Canada, New England is this 7-day Canada, New England. Now, this is the best way to see all of the New England area and Canada on one cruise. So this 7-day is round trip New York. So these $72 fares are out of New York. We have sailings from the summer all the way to the fall. And it's really great because in the summer, you have a different experience than the fall. In Canada, like being from the East Coast, that area in the New England area in the fall time is actually stunning with all of the changing of the leaves, going to these great quaint seaside towns. And then in the summertime, you kind of get, you know, that classic seafood, those like beach going small towns. So they're really two great experiences, regardless of when you want to sail. And this itinerary.
I'm curious. You mentioned you were from the East Coast, and I think I already know this, but I can't remember.
Well, I grew up in DC,
Okay.
but I went to college and lived 10 years in New York. So kind of,
You
that's
know
not necessarily New England, but up on the East Coast side. Yeah. And this itinerary is one of our popular itineraries in Canada, New England, because it visits 5 ports in 7 days. So you get Newport, you get Boston for all of our history buffs or seafood lovers. Same with Portland, you get the Maine lobster. Then St. John, you get access to the Bay of Fundy, where you can see the highest tides in all of the world. And then you go to Halifax, and then you go back to New York, all round trip on Enchanted Princess.
And so I got to say, I'm going to jump in here because I always have to have a sales pitch of airfare. So round trip New York. So think about how easy that is, right? So, I mean, to me, it's airfare costs are out of this world. I should know because I travel probably 95% of my time. It is insanity. And when I look at $72 per person per day, okay, just think about this fare. I can't get a hotel room in Miami, where I'm from, for $72, let alone include, if you just imagine, meals, entertainment, everything that a cruise vacation includes. We are a major value proposition. So I love that we're presenting fares per day so that people understand, because one of our biggest competitors, people tell me, who's your biggest competition, Carmen? And I say, it's not other cruise lines. a cruise is a cruise. They're phenomenal cruises. Everybody has a unique, delivery, execution, brand positioning, and a brand promise. And I know what Princess is obviously because we are the love boat. We put cruising on the map with that show, right? So we are the leaders, and we really have led for decades. But when you look at the cruise vacation experience compared to a land-based vacation, even as an all-inclusive, and the only reason I'm mentioning it, I'm going to pause a little more because of this. I'm probably taking a little too long, but it's kind of an educational thing. So I am for the first time doing a vacation that is not a cruise. I cruise year-round with my kids, whether it's summer, holidays, it doesn't matter when. And I'm actually going to Cancun. I'm not going to mention the property, to an all-inclusive property for 4 days. If I tell you what I paid for that experience, I'm not there yet. More to come when I get back because I will be reporting on it. It was insane. I'm like, are you kidding? I can go on 10 cruises for work. I must love my friend. It's a big birthday for her, the double nickel, 55. So we're going. So these are values that are beyond belief. And dare I say, Canada, New England, we have the Enchanted Princess August 31st voyage is the Love Boat themed cruise. Like I get goosebumps. Tell me about this one because this is super
Yeah. So this is for all of our Love Boat fans out there. Like you said, we are the Love Boat cruise line, and we have a special themed cruise on August 31st this year on Enchanted Princess out of New York. Fares start at $6.99. And the great thing about this is we're going to have the original cast members on board as well as some surprise guests. And there'll be plenty of opportunities for meet and greets, for photos, lots of activities themed around Love Boat. And for our super fans out there, we have a select number of spots available for special VIP events, which the cast will be available on. And yeah, this sales, it's coming up right around the corner, August 31st.
So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this because the VIP, they're like meet and greets, but I was on with Jill Whelan yesterday, and it's so exciting because she's Vicky Stubing. I should have been Vicky Stubing. Come on there. The reason I got into this industry is because of the Love Boat. And the fact that you're having cocktail demos with Isaac, okay, our bartender. Hopefully we don't need to go see Doc during this cruise, really important, but I love my gopher. And Jill is such an ambassador for us as a brand. August 31st, I'm glad that we're featuring it because let me tell you, it's a gorgeous voyage, round trip, New York. Again, let's talk about air, amortizing the air cost so you don't have to have different, but all of these inspired activities, they have such a following. It blows me away. And they really, really do have, they're part of our Princess family. So this, I guarantee you, is going to be a theme cruise. They don't do them every year. So let me just remind everybody, I think they skip a year every year. So we haven't had one in 2 years. This is the one. Looking forward to it. That'll sell out. That'll be an absolute sellout. I guarantee it. One of my, Carrie, dreams can come true. Just book it. I love it. What a price, too. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're moving on to, Baja Peninsula and Sea of Cortez. Phenomenal. LA, where we were born. This brand was born in California, folks. Love it.
Yeah, we so these are our sailings out of round trip Los Angeles. This is our 10-day Baja Peninsula and Sea of Cortez cruise. So kind of leaning into our expertise in Mexico. This one visits Cabo San Lucas, where you get an overnight in Cabo, so you can enjoy the great nightlife in Cabo, then go down to Puerto Vallarta, sail back to Mazatlan. And what's unique on this one is guests also get to stop at Loreto, which is a less populated cruise port. So this is very unique. Not a lot of our competitors go there. So this makes this itinerary a little bit more exclusive to Princess. And these sail October and November on Majestic Princess for only $67 a day.
Okay, so now you're going the wrong direction. I was hoping our prices are going up and not down. I said, okay, this is a great deal. And by the way, I've never been to Loreto, but I've done the Mexican Riviera voyage many times because that's what Princess, we were the ones who coined Mexican Riviera, right? With Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. So it's an amazing cruise. So even if you've done it before, we're throwing in a new additional port, Laredo, which I haven't been to, and I love the overnight at Cabo. I mean, when you do an overnight, it just brings an entire different atmosphere on board. So love it. It's 10 days. And from LA round trip, again, when I look at air, it's a big consideration when we do deployment. And then this is the tradition, the 11-day Mexican Riviera, but has Manzanillo. So I want to hear about this one. Out of San Francisco, which is fantastic, on Ruby, beautiful, which I was just on, by the way. Out of Vancouver in Alaska. It was fabulous.
Yeah, so this is for our guests that don't want to travel all the way down to Southern California. So we have sailings out of San Francisco, which are also round trip. We're one of the only cruise lines that sail regularly out of San Francisco to Mexico. So this one is a great itinerary as well. You get your classic Mexican Riviera itineraries with Cabo, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta. Cabo, you get a late night there. So you don't get the overnight, but you get a really late night. So you can still have a full day in Cabo, get a little bit of the nightlife before the ship leaves. And what's unique about this one is Manzanillo. So we're the only cruise line that goes down to Manzanillo from San Francisco or from Los Angeles. So this is kind of a unique experience. And then the fares on this are from $66 a day. So whether you want to sail from San Francisco or Los Angeles, there's a great deal for you for Mexico.
Well, a couple of notes there. I'll be on the November 16th sailing. It's my 17th cruise on Ruby. Put your booking number down, please, on the chat. My two lovely, whether it's Stephanie or Wendy, they're both doing the whole chat thing today. So another thing about this San Francisco, as you know, I travel a lot, and a lot of our advisors say we have guests that don't want to go to LA. You are the California company. So this is round trip San Francisco. Absolutely fantastic on Ruby. Again, I did it in Alaska. She was amazing. And then our classic California coast. So before you even talk about this, folks, you mentioned it. So you are in Santa Clarita, in our Santa Clarita offices. I'm sitting here in Fort Lauderdale, in our Fort Lauderdale studio. So if you didn't know, we have an office in Fort Lauderdale. Right around the corner is the beautiful Port Everglades setup where we get to see our ships. Folks, there's a lot of other cruise companies coming into California, okay, doing LA and doing all of this West Coast stuff. We are the original brand. We don't visit California or Seattle. We live there, okay? We are invested in the infrastructure, which is critical. So I bring this up because it makes a totally different dynamic and experience when you're working with a cruise brand who's been there and has the legacy and the experience and the heritage, both out of Seattle, as you know, this is the California coast, but we do Alaska out of Seattle, as you know, and San Francisco. And we're very excited to be able to continue to have this strength in the market. So tell me about the 11-day. And again, if you don't want to go out of LA, you don't want to go out of San Francisco, you can do Seattle. And I love the idea of late night calls in San Francisco, because by day, you know where I can go? Napa or Sonoma. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it there and let you talk about how exciting it is.
Yeah, this is we're really well known for our classic California coast itineraries. So we sail round trip out of Los Angeles, San Francisco, and this is one of our only ones out of Seattle this season. It sails on September 29th on Majestic Princess, which is a beautiful ship. But like you said, what's unique about this is this is a really great itinerary. You get to see the beauty of Canada through Victoria, and then you go and get late nights in 3 ports. You get San Francisco, San Diego, Victoria, and you also stop in Los Angeles. So the great thing about these itineraries on our California coast trade is that our ship ports right in the city center. So you don't have to do a lot of travel. You get right off the ship and you're in the heart of the city in all of these ports. So this is the best way to see all of California and part of Canada as well. And it's only $64 a day, right out of Seattle.
You're killing me. These are jewels and gems that we're finding. Absolutely fantastic. Love the late nights, obviously, and San Diego. What a great. So that's even more exciting and more. Now, I kind of served this up for you, okay? Nipomo, thank you for these sailings out of San Francisco. I have so many people who would rather not drive or fly to. Then you know what? I expect you to sell these out for me, okay? Because I always tell folks, kind of like when we do ships that are seasonal, and everybody's like, how do I get a ship year round? How would I sell it out when they're seasonal? And guess what? Now our deployment team has your attention. So Pacific Wine Country, this is awesome. Love it.
Yeah, so our Pacific Wine Country itineraries are for the wine lovers in our group. Speaking of Carmen loves these itineraries and these ports. So we have a lot of unique experiences on the ship with lots of wine tastings, food pairings. We have some sommeliers on board, as well as our great onboard selections of wines. But what's great about this itinerary is you get to go to San Diego, you get to go to Temecula. So there's some really great wineries here. And if you're not a huge wine fan, or you don't want to do like all of the vineyards, there's so many great experiences without having to go through the vineyards. So this is really an ideal itinerary for a lot of our guests. These go back and forth between Vancouver and LA, but these two itineraries that we have on September 21st and 28th, we have really great deals on, $63 a day. So there's not really a lot. Go ahead.
I'm going to cut you off. $63. I can't even buy a good bottle of wine for that. Okay. I'm just paying for what I would pay for. By the way, we have a partnership with Camus. I have to talk about this because it's the Wagner. It happens to be my favorite wine. And no, you can't convince me on anything else. I've done taste testings my entire life. It's my favorite. And I keep learning. But we do an actual Camus dinner on board. Not the chef's table, folks, not the 360 on Discovery, an actual Camus wine dinner that we do on all of our ships. And it is spectacular. And it has introduced me to new Wagner family wines. It's just absolutely exciting. And again, $63. I'm not going to tell you what my bottle of wine will cost when I treat myself. I just want everybody to don't think I drink this every day. Okay. This is like liquid gold. But at the end of the day, look at this pricing for this. And I think Stacy said, I can't wait to do one of these wine cruises. I agree with you. I haven't done one. I want to do one. Did you say Temecula with San Diego? I can't believe there's an area that I haven't been to. Temecula. I'm writing that down. So when I'm there in San Diego,
you got to check it out.
Next on my life list, I have all these lists. We don't do bucket lists here at Princess. We do life lists. We want to continue to live. So the Pacific Coastals, these are great. I'll let you get into these because these are shorter versions. Most people don't think of us as, it's like, I always call it, it's like not a starter cruise, but like an entry cruise. If you want to do a taster, this is the perfect way to do it. And they're Pacific Coastals and they're gorgeous. So I'll let you start with the 5-day. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so our 5-day goes from Vancouver to Los Angeles on October 12th on Majestic Princess. And this is a great itinerary for people that this is what you could do, Carmen. You go down to San Diego to go to your vineyard there and then stop in Los Angeles. But a lot of our guests will fly from LA to Vancouver, spend a night in Vancouver, and then come back, or vice versa. So these are really great itineraries for people that want to spend a little bit, maybe an overnight in one of these, either the departure or the arrival port. Beautiful. And they're shorter itineraries. And then that's only $60 a day. And then our 4-day Pacific Coastals, we have from Vancouver to San Francisco or Vancouver to Los Angeles, either on Sapphire or Grand Princess at the end of September. And these are both sailing for only $50 a day.
That's incredible. That's just, and by the way, we're just on Sapphire Princess. What an amazing experience. We repoed from LA up to Vancouver. It was super wonderful. We had a global sales meeting. Fantastic. And Lisa's saying Temecula is amazing. Okay, it's on my life list. Check, check, check. Can't wait. I wish I could go on that October 12th, but I got to tell you why I can't, because we have this big ship coming in to Fort Lauderdale, the Sun Princess, and she'll be in, and we're going to do a special 3-night event for our travel advisors on October 14th. Otherwise, I'd be there, guaranteed, because that way I can cross a couple things off. Okay. Oh, here we go. Tahiti. Oh my God, what a beautiful shot. So this is a 33-day Pacific. Now these are real, by the way, we have recategorized these longer voyages. They're now called epic voyages. So you'll notice when we get later in the presentation where we used to say transatlantic voyages, they're called ocean crossings. So you're going to see a whole bunch more branding around these, but this is amazing. Overnight at Papeete, which is gorgeous, and more late nights in Honolulu. Beautiful. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so this is a great itinerary. So you can skip all of the Trans-Pacific flights here. You get round trip from Los Angeles, and you get to visit, some of the top, famous islands in Hawaii with the overnight in Honolulu. And then you go down to the French Polynesia and go to the South Pacific Islands. Tahiti is one of the favorite stops. You get an overnight there, so you can visit Papeete from there. Also a couple stops in Fiji, which are fan favorites. So this is really a great itinerary to see all of the South Pacific Islands and Hawaii. It's literally paradise wrapped up in 33 days.
Oh, wow. What I'd give to have 33 days to do that. Because let me tell you, so I've been to Raiatea, I've been to Moray, I've been to Papeete, I've been to Bora Bora, obviously been to Honolulu, but all of these, and Fiji. I mean, again, stuff that could be on my life. If I could only get away for 33 days and work from the ship, I'd be on this in a heartbeat. Because and look at those fares, incredible. And then when you look at the gorgeous scene, I mean, look at the pearls of the Pacific. Look at this gorgeous. And by the way, Maria was probably one of my favorites. Okay, and it was like a hidden gem. Everybody thinks it's Bora Bora. I just went nuts with Maria. I said it was just gorgeous. Same thing with Raiatea. So absolutely gorgeous. Again, Fiji's on my list. Kauai. Can we say anything else? Is there anything? So what's that island? I've never been there.
I have never been there either. So that is that's in Fiji. So we stops in Fiji on this itinerary. So you can see the top two on your upper left-hand corner are in Fiji. And you can see, you get to experience some of the culture, the beauty of the islands. I mean, it's pure relaxation at its finest. And then obviously Maria, as you explained, you did it justice. I don't have to say anything else about that. And then obviously the beauty of Hawaii and the waterfalls is just, I mean, it's so relaxing.
It is like what I would think pristine, what you think, you know, I think of Blue Lagoon with Brooke Shields. Remember that? Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Pristine and gorgeous. I could relive my youth kind of thinking about it. Just absolutely gorgeous itineraries. Love this voyage, 33 days. It's a very exclusive group that can travel for 33 days. So it's a really unique voyage. But this pricing, oh my God, it's just amazing. So I want you to hold on to the end, right? If you don't mind. So we take some Q&As. Maybe some of our, either our amazing guests or incredible travel advisors have some questions for you, even though a lot of them have been popping in talking about, I want to go. So do I. So thank you. Stand by for more questions, because then we're going to shift, because obviously that was the Americas. For those of you who want to stay close to home, but we also have Europe and the rest of the world, which I think is also a great opportunity for us to just feature some of this. And Denny Parks is joining us to talk about Europe's and the exam. Thank you, Denny. How are you? Good to see you again.
I know. How's good seeing you.
Did you miss me? I had to say that.
Maybe. Of course.
Oh, maybe. Nobody misses. It's all good. We're going to go right into it, because I'll tell you, most of the folks, and you already know, we launched our 26 Europe. So our focus really is, and Denny, I had said it to Sarah, same thing, that a lot of folks thought we were sold out in 24. So I love that we're featuring some of these last minute opportunities for those of you who might not have vacation plans for the remainder of the year. I know my team worked through the whole first quarter, and they are now taking vacation time. So I want to just feature some of these voyages. Okay, we'll start with the 10-day Greek. Who doesn't want Greek Isles in Turkey? This is amazing. Tell me a little bit about this. And again, the fare's a little bit more than the Americas. Just saying. Who's winning? Europe's winning. Just saying. But tell me a little bit about the itinerary. And again, it's just one voyage on island.
Yep. So our first one will be our 10-day Greek Isles in Turkey. First one starting at 109 per day. Just kind of want to note this is over the Thanksgiving week. So, you know, be on board, celebrate the holiday with your family. Don't worry about making a turkey this year, and just go relax. But also just this itinerary, you have access to so many UNESCO sites and ports. So it's a very history-rich port itinerary.
Wow. And I'm looking at the fact that it's Rome to Athens. So when I think of 10 days, and you talked about Thanksgiving, a lot of folks have Thanksgiving off. And the day after, you know, they take that holiday time. This is probably your best Black Friday, you know, Cyber Monday kind of shopping you could ever do. Look at Mykonos. You got great Kusadasi, obviously amazing. Just a beautiful itinerary. And then, you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's talk about some of these historic sites. Obviously, the Acropolis in Athens. When I was there last year, I was at this amazing property. I'm not going to give anybody a plug. But believe me, that property costs more for a night than this cruise costs. I can guarantee you. But that's what we got to see. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous to see, you know, the Pantheon at the top. I mean, it was just overlooking the city. So romantic, so gorgeous. Dare I say Rome, huh? What do we got there? You know, beautiful. How much can you do? So much, right? And reminding everybody, so gorgeous, so much history. Ephesus. So Ephesus. I feel like I'm so excited because I've been to these places, and if you haven't, we did this gorgeous concert in Ephesus. I mean, it is just like walking into the past, right? I mean, what else can I say? But I'll let you take it from there. Not stealing your thunder, Denny. Letting you go.
No, so you already kind of started off. You know, there's the Acropolis in Athens, great view that overlooks the whole city, right? And then next we have Rome, where you can go visit the Colosseum, Vatican City. And then next, the Celsus Library. This is actually where the amphitheater where Apostle Paul preached to the Ephesians. And then on the bottom, we have this photo from Mykonos. I think everyone's heard of Mykonos, great island to kind of just party, have a few drinks, but also it's the same location where in Greek mythology where the god Apollo was actually born. And next we have Olympia. So this is actually the first ancient Olympic, where the first Olympic Games were held. So it's a great, just historical place to really just experience and see like where it all began. And then our last photo on the bottom would be the ruins of Pompeii, and just the well-preserved ancient Roman city buried under volcanic ashes. So these are just all this is just a sample or just some places that you're able to visit from just this one itinerary.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, this is a life list. You're checking so many boxes on this itinerary. It's absolutely spectacular. And dare I say UNESCO, right? Okay, so we're going to kind of switch gears, right? And look at the Caribbean Princess. And this is wonderful because when we say round trip London, I mean, this is exciting. Again, airfare, we've been talking about exciting. I'm looking at the fares from $70 per day, 16-day Iceland and Greenland. Tell me a little bit about that because like I haven't been to Reykjavik. This is probably one of those that is on my definite life list to visit. Absolutely gorgeous itinerary.
Yeah, we have 2 cruises this year in July and August, leaving out of Southampton. So we are actually one of 2 cruise lines that actually do this itinerary from London. So it's a great opportunity to just go visit the city and then be able to go look at various like medieval castles, go see the hot lagoons, ice caves. Just has so many different unique locations that you can visit that only Princess is able to offer from this one itinerary.
And you mentioned round trip London, obviously, because we sail from Southampton. Great opportunity to do pre and post. Absolutely fantastic. If they're going that far, I mean, it is absolutely well worth it to do some of the pre and post. And then I had mentioned about us rebranding what we call transatlantics, right? I think this is cool because it's now, I noticed that it was kind of lost in the shuffle. We get some of these amazing longer voyages, kind of like we call them epic voyages, but now just ocean crossings. These are for the collectors. I'm looking at $49 per day. 17-day France to Port. I mean, this is France and Portugal to Fort Lauderdale, London, again, big city, London, Fort Lauderdale on Sky Princess. Tell me a little bit about this because this is like an amazing voyage for the collectors of these crossings. Spectacular price point.
Yeah, so our ocean crossings are also, some people call them transatlantics. These are really great rates, right? $49 a day. You only have to fly once. You get to enjoy just various different cities on the coast, travel a bit more, also be able to travel to some remote islands where I feel like a lot of people won't. That's not really on top of the priority list, place to visit, but it's just those are also very unique locations they're able to see. And then you start your sea days, which I kind of think it's more like your all-inclusive resort. So after you do all of your tourist stuff, relax for a few more days, and then bam, you're at home.
And Bermuda, my God, those pink sands. Are you kidding me? Have a rum swizzle for me. Absolutely gorgeous itinerary. You have a little bit of everything. That's really a unique ocean crossing. Then we got the 16-day Moroccan passage. Tell me about that. Rome to Fort Lauderdale. Again, one flight only. Talk about convenience, right?
Yeah. So they're all I think that's the great thing about all of these itineraries. It's just one flight, and then you get to tour around and just kind of relax all the way home. So, we did try to put in a little bit of different start and end ports. So, our next one is from Rome and going back to Fort Lauderdale. Once again, being able to just visit those various ports on the way, and then the sea days. And then our last one, our 21-day tropical passage, it's a little bit different because now that we're back in Galveston, is the opportunity to go to London, travel around, and then make your way back to Texas. So, we were just trying to put a little bit of everything of, it's not, I feel like Fort Lauderdale is probably the more common one, but just kind of wanted to also mention there's so many other different ports.
Love Galveston because obviously Rigo's back there. We're so excited. This has Normandy and Bilbao, Spain. That is a fantastic. Go to the Guggenheim. Absolutely gorgeous. Are you okay? Have some water. Don't worry about it. We'll take you off screen and then you come back and do questions. Don't you worry. Okay, so this is an 18-day and it's in South America. Again, LA to Santiago. Just one shot only, right? December 1st, 24 in Majestic. And you can combine it, I like that, with a 5-night cruise tour. Tell me a little bit about this as we continue to go through. Beautiful.
Yeah, so this great itinerary, you get to start off in LA and then make your way down. So it's a great opportunity to really see the different cultures of North, South, and South America, right? So then you end up in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, where you get to just kind of walk around the shops of Malacan and really just dine on all the various like fresh seafood that they offered. Then you make your way to Peru. We actually have an overnight there in Lima, so that you know you're able to kind of walk around the different historical sites of the Inca Empire, see all the monuments, houses, and all the different pyramids. There's also
immerse in culinary, because oh my goodness, like Peruvian ceviche is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, I'm always thinking food and wine. I think you guys figured me out already. And then this combines with the extending of this voyage. I think this is fantastic. Tell me a little bit about these cruise tours.
Yeah, so there's opportunity of a it's a 5-day Machu Picchu cruise tour that takes you high just into the compound, and you're able to just kind of visit all the different places there. And then we also have the extension of the 33 days, so then you're able to visit various areas kind of all around the coast, go around the Cape Horn, and kind of make your way around. And just kind of go off your comment about the wine, South America is one of the international wine capitals, and they were voted the best culinary destination of the world for 8 consecutive years. So I think it's just a great opportunity not to just see culture, but have a few drinks and just taste all the varied dishes from all the different cultures.
Oh my God, I was just in Buenos Aires. I was just in Montevideo. Amazing, because we went Buenos Aires to Rio. Fantastic itinerary, 33 days. You're covering it all. I mean, that's a busy slide. I don't know who created that, but oh my goodness, they got it all in there. It's pretty fantastic. Absolutely great. So Denny, I'm going to say the same to you. If you could just stand by, just in case there's some questions for y'all at the end, because then we're going to just shift. I want to talk a little bit of San Juan. I'm sure you're going to chime in here, but I am beyond excited about our return to San Juan. We have not been there in a decade, long before I've been here, right? But San Juan is just such an amazing home port, because it really allows us to go deeper into the Southern Caribbean, right? And then this is exciting news. Obviously, it's not 24, right? We're kind of like shifting. I just want to shift your focus into 25. So we are returning to San Juan, Puerto Rico in 2025. Super exciting. Home porting in San Juan, as I mentioned, which is great. And then 7-day sailings, visiting 5 islands. So incredible, because I love the idea of these back-to-back, I call them extended voyages, which the team is like, okay, that's verbiage that we're not considering. It's just the way I just call them extended voyages. Do 2 7 days and you've got 14 days. It's really a popular Southern Caribbean itinerary, because if you're thinking about islands like Barbados, Martinique, Dominica, St. Kitts, to do them in 7 days, I mean, it's pretty unique. And of course, we have the Captain's Circle savings right through August 31st. So when we announced this, I got to tell you, folks, it has been pretty awesomely received. I got to tell you this. So if you're one of our travel advisors and you didn't know that we announced this, you need to pay attention right here, right now, because these are pretty cool voyages out of San Juan. It allows you to go deeper into, right, the Southern Caribbean, which is something that, and by the way, the air to San Juan, because I've been doing the homework. That's why we picked it. It was really easy. We got great lift, not just from Fort Lauderdale or Miami or South Florida, but all over the East Coast and even in Texas. So thank you, Nipamo. You're excited to see us back in Puerto Rico. So, and your first one was Dawn Princess out of, so we are back. And I got to thank the folks in Puerto Rico, because they have really gotten behind this and supported it. So let's look at some of these 7-day voyages and how you can create 14 days and even a 21 if you wanted to, right? You can do round trip Fort Lauderdale even, which is really cool. So look at Dominica, Guadalupe, St. Croix, St. Martin, Barbados, Grenada. Tell me, folks, if you've got some of these, if you're one of our guests and you've done the 7 days already, round trip Fort Lauderdale, or maybe you've done Galveston and you want a little more out of that 7-day cruise, think about doing these and really on grand. We're so excited about this with all of these Barbados voyages. So I don't know if any of you have done these itineraries. I have. I've done every single one, including Grenada, including Barbados. Just absolutely amazing. I definitely tied these in to do. And you know, the title says it all. Do you want adventure? You can have both. You can have adventure and relaxation. And the most gorgeous beaches you'll ever see, and just a lot of cultural. Even San Juan, I'd highly recommend, even if you're doing a 7 day and you're not going to do an extended voyage to do 14 days or 21. I mean, I'd highly recommend doing a pre or post in San Juan because so I've been to San Juan. It's kind of like an Alaska thing. I talk about us being the leaders in Alaska. You could go to Alaska 100 times and you're still discovering so many different experiences. And I love pre and post in San Juan because of the way we did our pre and post tours that we attended. It's absolutely gorgeous. So again, I felt like we needed a drum roll, but it's already been used, right? It's out there. Excited about our return to San Juan. And these are selling very, very well. So we actually have the assets already done. So if you want to learn more about the new sailings from San Juan to the Southern Caribbean, we've got for our travel advisor the customizable flyers, right? It's sailing to paradise is absolutely right when you think of San Juan. So I would fall in love with the Southern Caribbean again and again, because again, it lets you get deeper into the Southern Caribbean. So super excited. Going to pause there because we're going to go into what I call news notes and things that are exciting to everybody that you want to do. So we talk about reminders. We're on a great cadence. This is one of the things I talk about, and our travel advisors say, you guys have got this so buttoned up now. We know exactly what to expect. And I just want to kind of reinforce some of these, sailings that we're doing, boost campaigns, which is like the limited time offers that we've done in the past. But just some of the news and notes and on sale. You must be happy about this, Denny. Europe cruises on sale now. So we launched 2026. It is going to be our biggest year yet in Europe. Think about this, 5 ships in the destination. It is on sale now. I love numerology. So I love the 222, 222 departures, 101 destinations, 59 unique itineraries. Super excited. It is open for sale. It started very popular, right? Anything you want to add on that, Jenny, for 26?
Yeah, no, I just want to mention, we are returning to the Baltic region. So
There we go.
It's been a couple of years, but we're finally back and excited to just present those itineraries, and so our guests can really experience more like other parts of Europe.
And this is a popular destination, right? And like you said, we're back, Baltic and Scandinavian, the Med, British Isles, ocean crossings we just touched upon, but that was great. And then I want to talk about our world cruise, because yes, 2025 is still open, by the way, we still have 25, but our 2026 world cruise is also open for sale, on sale now. It's 114 days, 28 countries, 52 destinations. I mean, think about that. Amazing, and 45 UNESCO sites. So this again it's a very unique guest that can do these kind of collector's items. First of all, you need to have the time, right? Which I always find, even though with our medallion class experience, I can work from the ship because I always do. I have no excuse. I can't get away from it. But world cruise is something that I've always wanted to do. And I love that we're already on sale for 26, but 25 still has space. I have to throw that in there because I want to make sure everybody knows. And again, early booking benefits, because if you book the full world cruise, so this is critical. If you're doing the full world cruise, think about this. Princess Premier included. That is huge because we know the value of Princess Premier from an all-inclusive perspective. Onboard spending, the round trip air, up to 16 specialty dining meals. That's incredible. And then we call them liner voyages. I call them segments. They're very classic. But think about that. We also qualify if you're doing segments of the World Cruise for $200 onboard spending money. And then if you're a Captain Circle members, you can save an addition up to $1,000 per person. World Cruises are collector's items. I'm glad we're on sale for 26 already. And then 2025, 26 South America. We extended the booking offer, which is phenomenal. See, I'm gone for a week in Dubai, and you all decide to, raise the bar and up the ante, which I love. So again, by July 31st, 2,300 on onboard and shore excursion credits. That's big because we don't usually do these. And this is for guests 1 and 2. There's a QR code. And again, the $100 extra savings per guest for our Princess Captain Circle members. Anything else you want to add on 25, 26 South America or early booking offer? Denny, or is that good?
No,
Did I
man,
cover
you covered it all. Thank you.
Love it. Okay, good. Because Joe says I don't do a very good job sometimes. You know, that I only want to talk about sales, 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 and not get into the destination experience. But I think, by the way, I got to go back because, oh my God, dare I say, when you're in Rio, I've been there so many times in the last, when I went previously, guess what? I actually got to see Christ on the mountain. It was super clear day. It was just gorgeous. You know, Ipanema, dare I say Copacabana. I kind of was singing the Ipanema song, you know, the girl from Ipanema. You guys are too young to know that song, but I sing that all the time. It's a classic. And of course, I played it while I was there because I'm that kind of a geeky person. So our current offer, really great, which ends May 31st. By the way, that is tomorrow. Do you believe this month is over? I can't believe it. It's going like this. This year is going very quickly, which is great because we're having a great year. But 25 and 26 are even going to be better. But our current, what we call our market value, our general market value is up to 35% off with the third and fourth guest free. So that, as you know, ends May 31st. But guess what? Insider scoop. We're extending it. We're extending it and making it even more enticing because we're going to do a $99 deposit. So up to 35%. I know because we got 1 day left on the up to 35% off and the third and fourth guest. So you're getting the scoop before anybody else. And we're going to go ahead and make it available through June 30th. So I always tell Joe when we do our Connect with Princess, people aren't going to tune in unless there's something I'm giving them that they're not going to get any other way, right? That's the truth. Why would they come in? And normally when Marsha's here, because she's the crowd favorite. Everybody loves Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. I got to make sure he's giving me something juicy to serve up there. So this is our insider scoop. Again, we're extending the offer, the up to 35% off, free third and fourth guest, which is great, and then doing a $99 deposit, which is also a pretty wonderful experience. And again, through June 30th. So you heard it here first. And then we had our Panama Canal set. We have so many offers. It's hard to keep track. That's why I love our Connect with Princess webinars, because I kind of like want to just do a refresh of so much that we have to offer. I mean, folks, we have 16 ships. Soon, well, we'll have 17 next year, right, when we get Star into the line. But Star's already for sale. So we got 17 ships that we're selling. Super excited. So we want to make sure we keep everything nice and crisp. This is the new limited time offer. And again, it's on board spending money, but we've tagged it on to the up to 35% off and free third and fourth guest. So this one does expire. Okay, so that's just till Friday. So Panama Canal is on your life list of going, and I believe you should have it because I got to tell you, I've done it, whether it's the full Panama Canal experience or whether it's the 10-day that we do that's shorter, but you still get that lock experience. Amazing. Cartagena, I mean, I can go on and on. We're not going to get into the actual itinerary, but it is an incredible experience. I did it my first year here with my kids. First time I did it with them. And we did it on Caribbean Princess for the New Year's voyage. They loved it. This is more for our travel advisors. Just want to remind you that we do have seminars at sea. This is really educational. Our business development manager, they're from 4 to 7 day sailings. These are very limited. And why? Because last year we had, by the way, we always do a discounted rate for our travel advisors. They work very hard and deserve it. And we add Princess Plus in it. But why it's so important is because Seminar at Sea, real educational. This year we only have 8 of them. Last year we had like 25 of them. So we have reduced offerings and some of them have sold out. So make sure, as you can see, we've got some highlighted ones that are new from Vancouver to San Francisco on Sapphire, which was that 4-day Pacific Coastal that we kind of talked about. And then we also added the round trip LA, the classic California on Discovery Princess, which is absolutely beautiful. So if you want to do Western Caribbean, we can do Galveston. We've got round trip New York, even on Canada, New England in September. So these are really fantastic. I highly recommend if you want to do a seminar at sea, hurry up. You're going to see the QR code. I end with that so that everybody can see them, because guess what? They will sell out. And the commercial team, there they are. Some of our friends will pull our space right away. And then our Love Fest. So Love Fest, I keep getting questions on this. What's a Love Fest? Like, I'm looking at your faces and Denny's probably like, what is a Love Fest, right? What is that? So it's really tagged and branded to us. And it kind of started last year because, most people, we own love. Let me just say that right here. We are Princess. We are the Love Boat. We are the original. And we don't just want to celebrate the month of February. Your love isn't just one day. Love should be year round. And that's what we do. And that's what we own. So our Love Fest was just our way to show our love to our travel advisor community, our distribution channel, having them come, and it's really educational experiences. It's like having deep training, right? So if you're not a princess seller per se, you can come and learn everything but it's a fun educational experience. And we do them on board, so we do them in port, but we also do them onshore. So we have some land-based ones. So I think we did good on time, and we have time for Q&As. So I'm glad that you all are on, because I really want to make sure we get them. If there are any questions, we got some questions in advance, and I think Joe loves to pop them on, but I also want to go ahead and do this because you want to scan for more information. I want to make sure we got that up there. So Joe, if we have any questions, let's take them now where we've got the experts. Okay, Amber wants to know, do they have those long 30+ day cruises each year? I believe we do. But I'll let you, the experts, answer.
Well, we have a. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
Oh no, I was gonna say, of course we do. Not too sure which, I guess, product they were talking about. What I know, they have like the 32-day Hawaii that's out of LA every year. We do have our various, I guess, ocean crossing or South Pacific voyages that leave from the West Coast and go all the way to Sydney, and those are usually around 20 to 30 days each. Our South America voyages, those range anywhere from 18 up to our 51 days. So I think just kind of really depending on which region you want to go to, we definitely have those longer voyages everywhere.
We have it all over the world, because Sarah talked about it too, because you talked about, it was round trip LA, I think, right, to Hawaii. And I know that we featured it, and the answer is yes to your question. We do offer these 30+. They're collectors, don't forget. Real great segment of the population that love these cruises. Okay, next question. Pop it up, Joe. Is it only one sailing available for Fiji? So this is Ina. Ina, great question. Sarah, is it just that one that you featured?
So for the price that was listed, yes, it's just on that one, but we do have multiple sailings that are round trip from Los Angeles on the 32, 33 day every season in the fall.
Perfect. So again, I want to remind everybody the Connect with Princess theme for today was really to focus on some of these 24 voyages where I could not believe the pricing. So where you featured that one, there are others, but at different price points. We just wanted to show where the value is and kind of like cut through all of the red tape. When I hear people, what's your best rate? We showed them to you today. But to answer your question, yeah, there are others. It's not just that one. Phenomenal at different price points. Okay. Do you offer military and veteran discounts? We absolutely do. Up to $250 on onboard credit. By the way, we offer on every single voyage. Doesn't matter what voyage it is. Every single sailing. That is our commitment. It's a great question, because having just come off of our Memorial Day holiday, I mean, I can't even begin to thank all of our military folks for their service. But more importantly, that's why we have that benefit on every single voyage, period. No matter what ship, what duration, what price point, up to $250. Depends on, obviously the voyage length is what the onboard credit is, or onboard spending money. Great question. Thank you. Very timely. Can you do live trainings on using OneSource Polar Online to book and manage? Oh my goodness, whoever had that question. So not only can we do it, we've done it. So you got to go on OneSource Cruises. So Jen Wright, who is our VP of Contact Center, what we would call reservations, did a series of trainings on how to use Polar for the simplest thing, how to manage booking, how to make bookings, how to add Princess Plus, how to add Princess Premier, how to make changes, how to understand what I call the alphabet soup of Princess fare codes, because, oh my goodness, they are not simple. And she did all these trainings, and they live live. And by the way, they had the Polar training based on levels. So they did like intro training on Polar. So like call it Polar 101, basic training. They had an intermediate. So if you're kind of comfortable using Polar, you can find it on onesourcecruises.com. It's there under the training segment. It's a module, and you can get there. Obviously, our Academy training is also on there. I had to do a plug for our Princess Academy, because if you haven't been on to look at it, we've actually have some extra new training segments and modules for Princess Academy. So I'm killing two with one. Polar training and Princess Academy. Great question. Thank you. And do we have another one? Are you adding more sailings at a reduced single supplement specifically for the Caribbean? Great question. So this one I get a lot. We do solo travelers, and in the past we've had a lot of solo traveler fairs and voyages. I mean, last year we had I don't like using this word, but I'm going to use it, a plethora of offerings last year. There were so many of them. So I will tell you, again, an inside scoop. We just got this before we came on for Connect Week Princess. We have just updated. We have new updates to our solo traveler offers. So they're definitely there on onesourcecruises.com. You can get them. We have just added them on before this webinar because we knew someone was going to ask. We continue to have solo rates. You know, it's really interesting because not a lot of brands, cruise brands have them. We continue to have solo rates. Do we have as many as we've had in the past? Probably not. You're seeing less and less of them. So if you're a travel advisor or one of our guests and like to travel solo, by the way, it's not only for single travelers. Can I just tell you? Okay, this is TMI, more than you need to know, but this is how I roll. And I think this is where Joe's probably going to pull my plug. But quite frankly, I'd look at a solo traveler rate even if I'm traveling with my husband because he snores. And so do I, apparently. I don't think so. I got a special sleep app just to quantify and qualify that. But quite frankly, think about it, having your own room, your own closet space. You have it at home. If you have a solo fare, I'd take it even if you're not a solo. That's my sales tip for today, folks. Just thought I'd share that with you. Any other questions, Joe? Because those are really good ones. And normally Marsha has all the answers. I just want you to know, Sarah, Denny, she answers all the questions. Today I'm flying solo. Did you see how I did that? I'm flying solo. Did you see how I did the tie-in? I'm not just a pretty face, Joe. No more questions? This would be amazing. Not only would we have finished with 3 minutes left to spare, which is probably record breaking, because I love to talk and I'm always over. So today I want to thank both of you for joining us, for giving not just our travel advisors, but our loyal guests really a snapshot into what's left for 2024 for them to book. And we've given them everything. We gave them the world, we gave them Europe, we gave them, you know, coastal California, Mexican Riviera, we gave them, you know, South America. We've given them a little bit of everything, and the price points are too good to be true. So I would definitely jump on these offers, both for your clients and if you're a guest, call your travel advisor. Pick up the phone, give them a call, because these will not last. I can guarantee you. Our Alaska season, we still have some limited space in Alaska, just so you know. We didn't feature it because it's not at those price points. But if Alaska's still something you want to do this summer, please do. But I'll even go a step further. And thank you, Deborah, for your comment on the webinar. It's really up to my guests to make it special. But 2025 Alaska, we just saw that we launched 2026 Europe. 25 Alaska and 25 Europe, they're killing it. They are killing it. It is amazing. So book it now, book early, book now. Scarcity sells, but the price points are going up. And I could give you that as an inside scoop. So make sure you book now, book early, because 25 and 26 are looking incredible. And then as we end, I want to wrap it up thanking, obviously, Wendy, Stephanie, Joe, as always, that puts up with me, and my guest, Sarah. Denny, thank you for coming and sharing these great offers. Thank you for attending. And then again, we'll be back in 2 weeks, and I'll have my good friend, Marsha with me. Have a great rest of your day, great selling week, and thank you for your continued support, loyalty, and partnership. We truly appreciate it, and we never take it for granted. See you next time.